Hey, Simply Sonora. I'm walking up to Hollywood, doing a little touristy walk today, maybe in the shade, walking by Paramount, which we don't usually walk by, just exploring. Good to see you. Welcome, you guys. We're in Hollywood right now. I'm gonna walk up to Hollywood and Highland and see all our favorite hot spots today. But right now I'm just like walking through the hood, checking things out. Figured we'd walk by Paramount, LA Unknown, and then take a right after we get there and walk up to Vine-ish, meander towards there. So we're like the next block over from Paramount Studios, a cute little 20s neighborhood with a couple modern buildings. It says Los Feliz Properties, but this is not. Hey, Carriopolis. Hey, Jose. I don't quite get that one, but that might be like just a little bedazzled. We are in East. We're actually in Hollywood. We're just above Melrose, next to Paramount. Almost in Hancock Park, like a block up. So below Santa Monica, above Melrose. We're about to take a right on Melrose. One time when I had an electric car, I was getting the battery replaced. Oh my gosh. And the cost of taking an Uber for all that time is practically the same price as my battery. I don't expressly live in this neighborhood, but I would walk like a mile or so from my house to catch my Uber, to call my Uber here, because it was like $4 cheaper. Thanks, Jose. So we are looking forward to our members live stream tomorrow at 4. Remember, we're gonna put a members link post up with the link just before then for members. Sorry, I keep saying members. I don't want to be confusing. I thought about walking part of the route today so we could compare it to what it was like in 1947. But I got caught up in my work, and then I had to make a brunch. I don't mean like a brunch for people, just I made Joe and I a late breakfast lunch. So a lot of these buildings over here are from the 20s, but not this one, obviously, but also at one time, and not in the too recent past, everything was like film related down here, including the psychic. I've always been kind of intrigued by this building. I've never looked it up, but it has this kind of the sign that the kind of sign that I really love. It's pretty cool. It's always 6:20. So on the left is Raleigh Studios. I don't really know that much about Raleigh Studios for some reason. I think I watched a special on it one time. And not a special on it, but I watched like Where Ghosts Are. And that place was supposed to have the ghost of Joan Crawford for some reason. That's all I remember about it. I'm gonna cross the street I'm hoping that we keep our signal. There's some spots in this neighborhood from what I recall, but that's all right. We'll run. I'll keep my eye on the meter. So Paramount Studios over there. A row of shops from yesteryear. Okay, there we go. So I walked down here before, and we walked along the side of the gate, I think. And the closer you get to it, the last time, it's in I think the Hancock Park walk. The closer you get to it, the worse the signal is. Like they're blocking you from catching Tom Cruise. But here, let me zoom in a little. Let me know if it makes anybody nauseous.
It looked like it did a super fast, like,
So I think the closest we've got to the water tank actually was from the other side of that wall in the cemetery. So kind of pretty famous, I think the gate is. I don't know why I'm talking like Yoda today. I do not have heat stroke. I just got out. I'm gonna get on a bike. I'm gonna start my watch today. How about that? Oh wow. It already started. I just had to start it. So I know you can take a tour of Paramount, and I went on the website, and it's like, no filming, limited photographs, only still photographs. I don't think it would be a great live stream event unless I get a pair of those Wayfarer Spy sunglasses, which are gonna end up costing me like $700 because I have what do they call them now? I almost said bifocals because I'm 100. Progressive lenses. I like when my lenses tint outside. It's kind of important for Southern California. Fun. Oh, look, there's the tour. I hope they're only taking still pictures. Behind those walls, magic happened. And then what's really cute, let me just dip down here, is down this street, these are all related to the studios. Obviously, this building, I think, is new. But this looks like, I don't know, somewhere the Little Rascals could have hung out, although Little Rascals were filmed in, I almost said Eagle Rock, maybe, but Echo Park area. Apartment buildings with names. Here, I'm gonna so we get our full picture. This is the Vivian. I certainly hope the sign lights up, but I don't know. I've actually feel like I've walked down the street, but only paid attention to this. Some of that glass is so old, it looks like it's from like the Plymouth Plantation. Like warped, like in the way that old glass is. Those must have been writers' rooms or something. Hey, Joe. Thanks for being here. I know you were pretty busy today. I appreciate you. I appreciate all of you. Hey, if it's your first time here, please feel free to, I'm going to try to remember to do this a couple times because I always forget. Maybe a like, a sub, a thumbs up. I'm not asking you to smash any buttons. There are no buttons to smash, but oof. It's not that hot actually today. I think my watch said 79. I really feel like I hear a lot of ACs, although it's like the third day that it's been probably like 82 and not 79. It's like the third day that it's been kind of hot-ish like this, so usually your house kind of warms up. I love this place. How cute. I would never have chosen. I would never have chosen that mint door, but if I bought a place with a mint door, I would keep it. So these are really cute vintage houses and apartment buildings over here. I don't know. I don't see any historical plaques over here, but this neighborhood, for the most part, a couple of the blocks are really like cute. I would definitely think about living over here. I think the only grocery store around here is a couple blocks over. This looks much cooler on film than it is, but that's rent. I think the next move I make has got to have a place where I can put a chair outside. It's pretty important. Oh, that's kind of fancy in the middle of all that. Hey, Cecilia, happy Friday. I almost said Thursday. Oh my God, look at this cute puppy sitting here. Hey, hi. Hey. Oh, good. Didn't get off the stairs. We're on Irving and Melrose. Cute spaces. I don't know if I would want to have the window where the car parked outside of, though. Coming up over here, isn't it? Oh, wow. This place is totally empty. These are huge apartments. You can't see, well, you kind of can, but that's a pretty deep apartment. Looks like only 2 apartments in that building, which would mean huge. I've never seen this building from the back before. But this restaurant closed probably during the pandemic. Has some serious old Hollywood history. Hello, DC. We'll peek at Paramount again. We'll peek at it one more time. I wish I could remember what its name was. I think it might be up over here. There's the other Paramount gate, the Melrose gate. Oh no. The name is not there anymore. I think the other gate is the one you always see people crossing through on TV shows. Let me get a little closer. Hey, Derek. Welcome, welcome. You know, getting it to like pain in the rump. All right, I'll back up. I mean that in the nicest way. I actually would love an opportunity to walk through there. Live streaming, of course. There's our sightseeing bus. I would not want to be on the roof of that today. Or anything. I don't even think I would open my sunroof today. I just kind of want to get the gate without this person in front of it. Woo! Oh my gosh, is that a Smurf? Don't forget July 18th, Smurfs. Hey, Ms. Evil Glenn. Welcome, thanks. Thanks for subscribing and chatting with us. We're just in Hollywood, Hancock Park adjacent. Okay, I made a mistake earlier. That wasn't a restaurant I remember at all, I don't think. I was talking about this guy up here on the left. Lucy's El Adobe. It's still open. It's still open. Looks like a secret hideaway though. I've never been there. So I'm going to try to show you that, but also I don't want to miss out on all the fun movie posters on the other side. Oh, it is closed. Sheesh. This is like a classic Hollywood hotspot. Well, maybe not as classic as I thought. Okay, and what you came here for? Glamour, Hollywood, Novocaine. There's the giant poster. It must have been filmed there. Dexter, he's alive and unaliving it. These are some old movie posters, except for this one up here. We're crossing Beechwood. Let's check out these cute little apartment buildings. We'll loop around and let me swing my camera back in though. Oh, I remember Patina. I think I only ever went to the historic restaurant actually. I only ever went to the one downtown, or maybe they had like a mini Patina. I feel like, but like 10 years ago. I'm sure this had something to do with the studios. So now we are in Larchmont. We're not going to go too far into Larchmont because that's not what I titled this, but what a lovely little courtyard apartment. A fountain. Sounds like it's on. Who was the patina, not celebrity, but who is like the main patina person? I feel like it was kind of a restaurant that had like a sort of well-known chef, or maybe well-known in the Los Angeles area. So we could walk up this street into Hollywood. It's got some pretty cool graffiti, but I think I'm gonna, it's pretty hot. Very unshaded street. Reminder, Smurfs coming, July 18th. I'm gonna stop making that joke. I have nothing to do with that, Smurfs. Astro Burgers, I actually love them. Also, this one in particular, it's a pretty cool place to sit. I am gonna walk up this street. I see some shade. It's a little industrial. We all love a little industrial. Hey, not good. Welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for subscribing and chatting. Really appreciate that. Hope you guys are all having an awesome afternoon. I want to take a second to look at something boring, but at the same time, turn it around and thank my members and try to remember to do all the hot things today. Thank people, invite people to chat and subscribe and like. So welcome, welcome. It's good to see you, not good. I had a pretty awesome stream yesterday. We got to go into with our friend Anthony. Let us go into the townhouse, which is this kind of huge historic hotel, which is now a place for people to live, which is really awesome. The best part about it was we didn't really lose our signal inside this old building. And the other best part about it was Anthony was relentless in wanting to be kind, first of all, which is awesome. And then to give us some excellent content and take us to the roof. Anthony just became our friend yesterday, so he didn't know how afraid of heights I was, but I kind of walked all the way to the top of the stairs. So the Hollywood sign is right ahead of us, straight ahead of us. Paramount Studios are right there. Hey, mountain bike fan, I went on a rooftop yesterday. You should be proud of me. And then I probably scared the guy that took me on the rooftop because I like backed down the stairs. But I went to the top of the stairs. So Paramount Studios smacks right up against Hollywood Forever Cemetery. I love going into Hollywood Forever Cemetery and I'll go again, maybe like next month. But like I don't want to make myself too known there. I've gone once or twice, and one time I got kicked out. I suspect it was because I went there on a Sunday, although I try to be pretty considerate in MYOB for the most part. I think I got close to people, though not filming them. And it maybe looked kind of creepy. Maybe they were a celebrity having a ceremony. I think about it every once in a while. And I got kicked out. Hey, Hilda. Thank you so much. So, just another little scene from the Paramount lot. We'd love to talk about tiny houses, right? A couple years ago, not on this street, but the next street up, I looked at a tiny house for rent. It was pretty perfect. Literally all brand new. Got some Dodgers graffiti here. We're on Willoughby. I always wonder, I don't know if you're familiar with the Twilight Zone, but there's this one episode called Next Stop Willoughby, and this guy is riding a train, and when you get off at Willoughby, I guess it's sort of an allegory for the afterlife. And I always, like I saw it when I was a kid. I didn't put that together when I was a kid, but Willoughby, when you got off at Willoughby, you were no longer, you were unalive. Oh, thanks. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit because I don't want to miss any of this. When I first moved here, every time I would ride on Willoughby, which was often, I would just, in the most echolalia-like fashion in my head only though, say something like, next stop, Willoughby. Next stop, Willoughby. It was fun. I forgot how good that song was. I was a little worried because when it came to the part where Get Out, I was like, oh, this would be too negative. But I'm kidding. I love it. It was great. It was a great pick. In fact, I might use it again. So, Paramount behind us. Actually, Hollywood Forever behind us. Estelle Getty is buried behind us. That is actually the Jewish section of the cemetery over there. And I think the Judy Garland Pavilion. Yeah, it was a Twilight Zone episode, and it's like, next stop, Willoughby. And the old man was like some old man that was always on old TV shows, so he was already kind of familiar with a kind of clipped New England accent, like Maine accent specifically. It might even be called Next Stop Willoughby, kind of seems great. I always wonder if they got the name from that street. There was more to the story than I'm remembering. I want you to watch it and we can discuss. I have so many great memories of watching The Twilight Zone. Like it seemed to be always on. Yeah, I agree. That one I really love that one. I also love the one where I think Ron Howard was on it, Opie. That is also way before my time. Richie Cunningham, and they would swim to the bottom of a lake, and there was like another grandma there. The Willoughby episode, that episode, of course, the Burgess Meredith episode where he finally gets what he wants. And it isn't as good as he thought. He just wanted to be alone and read books, and what happens? He gets that opportunity via nuclear, I said that on purpose, a nuclear bomb, and the last man on Earth, and his spectacles break. We're going to start walking towards the boulevard. It is we took an elevator. I didn't lose a connection. Pretty impressive. So the very top of the building, I'm not sure. It's the townhouse on Wilshire Boulevard. It's like McKee's townhouse. It's a really cool old hotel. Yes, I'm pretty sure I've almost seen every episode of The Twilight Zone. I feel like it has had like bursts on being on TV. Like I feel like the Sci-Fi Network had it on, and they used to have like marathons of it for like 2 or 3 days on Memorial Day weekend or Labor Day weekend. I'm gonna keep walking up to Santa Monica. We're on El Centro. And then I feel like maybe Nick at Night didn't have it on, but maybe my local broadcaster had it on at like 10 or 11 or 12, back when I used to stay up. Back when I used to stay up past 10:30. All right, my question is, I feel like that guy didn't want me to film him, which is totally fine. But the more I got out of his way, the more he got in front of my camera. Thanks, LA Unknown. It isn't that high. But like we were on like a 19, I almost used the F word, like 19 effing 20s roof, where like the lip came up to my hip. I also like tripped on the top stairs, and the hilarious thing is that before we ever knew that we were going to get into the building, I had commented on the fire escape system, which is it's like a whole row of open windows, but like with ladders going down so you could get out in case of a fire. Not very modern, but we went out onto one of those, which that also kind of was scary. There were I love the fact that like some of those actors were like second, third, not even second, but like third, well actually some were second, but they were like all old actors from like the 40s movies. So if you're ever looking for really cool modern furniture, this spot, Santa Monica and El Centro, there's 2 really cool stores. I'm so sorry. I'm saying sorry to the person that had to sit in the crosswalk. Vintage Concept, Hernandez Furniture, really great stuff. So we're continuing on El Centro. Below, we've walked by it before and I pointed it out on El Centro, is the orphanage that Marilyn Monroe was in. Kind of peeked over the hedge. A really beautiful window. I feel like I've never heard of this street before. There's something that's pretty cool. It's okay. I don't know what happened to me. I used to have no problem with heights. I mean, I never wanted to like stand on a edge of something, but I didn't mind. I remember when I was 23, my friend Nicole lived in this sort of Jefferson's-like apartment building, one of those deluxe apartment buildings, but in Brookline, Massachusetts. It was totally like 70s. It was really nice apartment, but it was like 70s parquet floors. Her and her sister lived there. And I remember we went up on the roof one evening and got a bunch of munchies. I wonder why. And proceeded to eat them. And we got cream horns, which I feel like that's a New England thing because I've never seen, that's a cream horn here. Cornetto. Anyway, and the cornetto was moldy inside. I think maybe that was what did it in that moment. Just, I'm joking, but I'm really not sure what it is. Even in Brookline, I had friends and we would go up on the roof to roof deck to watch fireworks. I think I did that once in Los Angeles too with a friend who lives in Hollywood, a girl I worked with. When I first saw this market up here, the Stop and Shop market, I was kind of excited. That's a market in Massachusetts. I've never gone, I don't think I've ever gone on the observation deck. I do think, though, I'm not making any promises. I do think maybe I'm gonna try, Jaws at 50. It's the definitive inside story, sorry. Sensitive inside story. They abused Jaws. He's still working. He's the longest working shark in Hollywood, actually. I love Brookline. I worked in Brookline Village. And I lived in Jamaica Plain. And Back Bay. And South End. And Somerville for 11 months. I kind of loved Somerville at first, and then I realized it was like New Hampshire. In kind of a redneck sense. I haven't been to Boston because really not many of my family people still live there. Family. I haven't been to Boston for a while, but the last time I was there, I definitely went to Davis Square. For some reason, I lived off of Davis Square. And Cambridge. We're gonna just dip down over here to stay in the shade. Got another vintage apartment for you. All right, our hotel. I think that's what it was. I kind of love Jaws, but more as an adult. I don't think I really cared for it or understood the complexity of it, the levels of it when I was a kid. Oh my gosh. I think everybody needs a sign that says joyously enter here. Looking pretty Harry Potter-esque. I love that they named him Bruce. I don't know what the meaning behind it or why they picked Bruce. But I feel like I remember hearing that before. So we're gonna cross up Cahuenga. Probably trail back to Vine. I've never swam at our public pool, but I feel like I feel like I'm gonna make that break this summer and swim at the public pool. I saw Finding Nemo in the movie theater at the El Capitan. The people I was with cried. I'm not even kidding you. I don't really know or remember who I was with, but I remember them crying. Was it that touching? I don't think I'm completely dead inside, but I don't remember. I mean, I'm guessing they found Nemo, because there was a Finding Nemo 2, although they didn't call it that. Did they? Finding Ellen, Finding Dory. You know we're in Hollywood because our streetlights have changed. Yeah, cried. Not sobbed, but I think weepy, or I just remember looking over and they were wiping their eyes. I mean, I could cry if I want to. I get teary-eyed at stuff, but I didn't want Finding Nemo. How cute is this little street? It looks like a Dr. Seuss village with those little I almost said hats. Those little houses and all those butterflies. Sweet. I would live here. Well, if they had parking. Although this is a terrible street, traffic-wise. Cahuenga. Well, there's another little courtyard apartment. Like, I 100% just need a parking spot, and for as long as I'm allowed to drive. I'm kidding. I need a parking spot, and I need the outdoor space. I don't need a huge outdoor space, but it's so beautiful to be outside. It would be nice to have a little outdoor space to sit sometimes in the evening. So we are on Cahuenga. We're going to come up behind where Amoeba used to be before it sadly moved. what ended up going there was kind of like this kooky, crazy TikTok museum. I don't want to like pin this on these people in case they're watching, you know. But like I remember them, this person I knew for a while, they also, the same person that cried at Finding Nemo, I mean, told me that they cried at the end of the Titanic also. I've never seen the Titanic, except for from the part that's in the Britney Spears video. Luck of the Irish today. All of the green lights, but I'm really not on the shadiest side of the street. This is another Netflix compound. Vine is right over there. We actually crossed Vine to get to this street. That is Engine Company number 27, our fire station for Hollywood. It's pretty cool. Really tricky spot to navigate to from here. When I first moved here, I've said that a lot today, I remember none of this was here. In fact, like I feel like the DMV was up here on Selma somewhere, and these buildings were a lot. Well, that's not true. The next block was definitely here. This was not. Next block is the ArcLight. AKA the Cinerama Dome. The Cinerama Dome is not in our game tomorrow because it was not built by 1947. I feel like almost at this point, it's so. Imagine if you like work with somebody that was like, I just watched the Titanic. Let's talk about it. You know, I feel like I've seen parts of the Titanic, but I don't know, a long movie like that, it's got to be super interesting. And I'm not really into schlocky movies too much. I'm not saying it's schlocky, I really don't know. I think this is the color of the day. So two really interesting things I've seen today is in this color were those mint doors and then this mint 80s Thunderbird or Cougar. Oh, I hope it's got a green light. I was hoping we could get a little closer to it, but it's gone. I used to go to yoga here before it was Netflix. So now we are one block away from the rear end of what used to be like Nickelodeon Studios in Hollywood. Where those condos are right there, that used to be it. I remember, you know where the Thai night market is? I remember for some reason, maybe it's a false memory, of when there was a bus station there, a Greyhound bus station there. Hey, BD. Happy Friday. We are actually going to start our tour of 1947 at Union Station tomorrow. Kind of excited. It's going to look great. We already tested it out. It smells like hazelnut coffee. I wonder if it's the Serve Robotics. And there's our skyscraper in Hollywood. This building has been vacant for as long as I've lived here. I think people live in it now, which is great. I'm glad they used it for something. The first ever Hollywood studio was right where that bank is. They shot the first feature length or full length movie there, The Squaw Man. So this should look familiar to you. We're over here all the time. You know what really saves me is that two mile per hour wind and the shade. Let's go towards the Cinerama and then walk up. It's pretty beautiful when you've got the breeze, I've got to say. If it's just 81, no breeze, I'm sweating. I'm also moving, so. What's this? Hollywood parking. Oh. There's the Cinerama Dome. Joe and I are going to go see 28 Years later tonight. I'll be live streaming. Just don't comment from the theater. Don't comment on the sound. The microphone will be in my pocket, so it might be a little muffly, and I'm going to get a large popcorn. But no, we are going to go to the movies tonight. And every time we talk about going to the movies, this is the place I imagine going to in my head. I think I've mentioned that before. Nevermore. I feel like I've only ever been in the Cinerama Dome once, and I really can't remember what it was for, but I do remember that Adam Scott was there. Adam. So whenever you see a sequel, especially, or a triquel, whatever you call that, it's really smart if it's been like 10 years to go back and watch them. But that second 28 weeks later was the second one, that really kind of sucked. That was like kind of boring and hard to really get into, I think. I'm really most interested in eating popcorn. I'm kidding, I really want to see this movie. I'm glad it got 85% on Rotten Tomatoes. So we're in Larry King Square. It doesn't really make sense that it's Larry King Square on account of the fact that this used to be the CNN building. I really like, there was a show Adam did, Adam, I call him Adam, a show he did about being a cater waiter. It was underrated, perhaps forgotten, and insert expletive hilarious. Anyway, Larry King Square, this was the CNN building. I think they moved, we should not call it Larry King Square anymore. Hey Brenda, happy Friday. Today is the coolest day of the week, by the way. I kept saying yesterday it was going to be in the hundreds. It's not. It's on the news, they were making it sound like it was going to be 72, the news on the radio. It's 82. I feel like yesterday was 85. My go-to movie snack, I know you're not asking me, popcorn and a Diet Coke, a large Diet Coke, the largest popcorn, no butter. Like the butter's kind of okay and everything, but like when you spill that popcorn on your trousers, like khakis, I'm not wearing khaki colored khakis, but you know, like your pants, it always like ends up leaving little butter marks. And there's no other word for them, they're butter marks. I love popcorn too. No better popcorn though than the movie theater. We go through phases where we make a lot of popcorn at home. Usually the old-fashioned pot and oil method. Yeah, that's the worst part, when when the hull goes under your gum. For breakfast, lunch today, we had like a really nice omelet that I made, of course. Eggs, jalapenos, garlic, spinach, and onions. My breath is probably on fleek. Gouda cheese, really good. And then before I left, I had some pineapple, but I really left some of the spike bits on, and I feel like this pineapple spike bit, I don't even know, the bark is like under my teeth. Bye, hey, not good. Doritos Ranch. Oh my god, don't forget you guys, the Smurfs. Sorry, that's the last time I'll do it, maybe. July 18th. Hollywood is going all in for the Smurfs on July 18th. Because we love Rihanna. Oh, well, I turned on my watch. So, I don't have it on steps, I have it on miles. I've done 3.82 miles. The watch might have started like a block or two before I actually went on. And yesterday, I know I'm gonna stop with the Smurfs. Yesterday, it was like 7 point something miles, 3 or 4 or something like that. Sorry if I miss your comment or question. It's bright sometimes. I'm never ignoring you. Trust. We're gonna make a complete loop past where we start on Hollywood Boulevard because why not? It's Friday. Let's see if the tourists are out. So we're probably going to, right on the left, we're gonna walk to our old favorites. I might veer off a little bit on the side. I saw another Hope's up there. That was water, by the way. Is that not the fanciest Popeyes building you've ever seen? Oh, and then this 7-Eleven, don't be jealous. Oh, this isn't 7-Eleven, but it's in this building. I was watching some short or something yesterday where this guy went in and asked how much a slice of pizza was, and the guy was like $5. It was in New York, and he was like, nah, and he left. I was like, that's a cheap slice. Hey, for New York, right? $5. I think a slice here is like 12. Looks like it's rotting in on itself, that building. I love it though. Hey, anybody that lived in LA, did you guys remember the commercials for this store, for the Hollywood suit outlet? You could get like 3 suits, 3 ties, and a cravat for like $99 at the Hollywood suit outlet. The best place to get pizza in Hollywood, like, I think, to be honest, if I was gonna get pizza down here, I'm gonna go for the bargain over the quality. But the best pizza I've had in a long time was from Elio's when we went to that truck. $12 a slice is crazy. Like, a slice is just supposed to be like a cheap $3. $1.50. I remember a slice being $1.50. We also, like, I think you guys, we've on the stream, we've walked by another like truck brick oven pizzeria on Western one time. We didn't get pizza there. We didn't get pizza on the stream, but we got pizza on another night, and that was pretty good. Different kind of flour though, like a actual bread flour. But I think $5 for a pizza, slice of pizza, is not a ripoff, unless it's like a sliver slice. Then that's yucky. That's a ripoff. I do remember Chuckles. I just mentioned Chuckles to Joe the other day. He had never heard of Chuckles. Chuckles were always a little less expensive than other candies. Chuckles, and then the other budget it was like a grandma candy. It was like half an orange. As a Kobe mural. It was like an orange slices. I loved those also. I kind of wonder if someone lives up there, actually. I'm sure they do. I hope they do. Oh, sure. Oh, Milk Duds, I also love. I get the reference, but is that some code, Joe? I do love Milk Duds. I wonder though, like I really try to stay away from corn syrup, and a lot of candy has corn syrup in it. I wonder if they have corn syrup now. I would like some Milk Duds, popcorn, and still Diet Coke. You know, gotta balance out. We just watched part of Grease a couple of weeks ago. I think most of it. I really do not like Grease that much. I like the soundtrack when I was a kid, but I really didn't love the movie. I think we talked about this before. I really kind of liked Grease too. I also kind of like Whoppers, but not for the movies. Well, maybe for the movies. And Raisinets and Snow Caps. Those were also movie candies. Great. Oh, gotcha. Hello, Charlie son. My son has 4 legs, but oh, I love mini peppermint patties. When I used to have a job, we used to be able to get snacks, and I would constantly get like the giant, like 2 pound bag of peppermint patties. I love them. Vogue Theater, haunted. My problem with Grease, so like I watched it, I loved it as a kid. My problem is my problems are many. Maybe we'll have a Grease chat sometime. I like it. I didn't hate it. But there's something about Grease 2 I liked better. And honestly, you couldn't have asked for better music than from Grease 1. I think Grease 2 only had like one song that I really remember. I just like the story. Hey, I'm using kitty cats on the run. Roam.
Got a Darren Sproles discount on the bus.
Doesn't feel that busy. I mean, let's see when we hit the Hollywood Times Square up ahead. I want to see someone, not me, go up on that. You can climb right up to that roof. Now that's somebody's YouTube video, but not mine. I cannot imagine going up there. Actually, like, I don't even know if I would want to watch a video from up there, but I've never seen anybody go up there. Also, I know this building is not sound, so I doubt they're inspecting the roof constantly. If ever. Ooh, let's try to make the crisscross. Ooh. I just smelled pineapple. I've got 9 seconds. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 0. I'm already sweating. So one thing we will see tomorrow in our live stream, if I can get to it, is this guy right here, excuse me. Because that was still up in 1947. Also the Roosevelt and what this kind of block looked like. That was an oldie. Ooh, I'll be clearing the music out of this one later. Let's ride the escalator. I have not seen the Warriors. There's like 19 sneaker stores in here. I've never, last time when we came shopping for sneakers, we didn't even go to that one. There's one in the front, one in the back, and one in the middle. I forget. There used to be like water squirting out here. I don't want to miss out. We should take a look at the Hollywood side. I would, like, if I were a kid, I would have loved those water spouts. Probably somebody cracked their head open on them. That's what I would imagine. You can get to the hotel from there.
There's level 5.
There it is, the TV Guide Network sign. No, just kidding. No Hollywood sign. It's far away. It's probably 100 degrees up there. Let's go over towards Mann's. See if we can find Fluffy. I kind of miss it, except I know why they got rid of it. I wonder what they did with those big elephants, though. Oh. Something about walking down a non-moving escalator that gives me the leg version of Uncanny Valley. This height also makes me spooked out. You can get a Hot Wheel. They're only $6.75. That actually seems like a bargain. Yeah, we can't. They cover everything up with silk curtains. Probably not silk, but fancy curtains. And then it looks like you just walk through those right up to here. But we'll walk down that way. And kind of look back. And watch all these people pose on these stairs. It's fun. They got an Oscar. Wow. That's fantastic. That used to be a Louis Vuitton, and now it is a music store. A lot of really cool instruments in there. Uh-oh. Both Freaky and Freakier Friday will be playing. Okay. I'm gonna take the street.
Yeah, but you know what?
Real Hollywood people walking the street. Because it's impossible. So I'm just trying to talk loud so we don't get another copyright. I can only remove so many. We'll take the shady way. I'd like to thank Soft Serve. It's never open though. You know we're looking for Fluffy. I can almost smell popcorn actually. Well, actually I can smell popcorn. No Fluffy yet, I don't think. That lady has the right idea. She literally just has a half pint of ice cream, Haagen-Dazs, and is just eating it. Let's see if the $5 soft serve is open. Oh my gosh.
Books. Come on in, guys. Come on in. Check us out. $5 sale. $5 sale.
Okay, hilarious, you guys. Look at that.
You're invited to Madame Tussauds, the world's greatest wax movie. Cheers.
Hey everybody, I want to invite you to Madame Tussauds Hockey List.
Closed for life.
Come on in to
Just like the donut shop.
What's up, Hollywood? Hey, Projects here. Madame Tussauds got what you've been waiting for.
I'm gonna walk in here. I wanted to introduce you to Kobe. I'm afraid to trip on this guy's letters. I told you I saw somebody further down on Hollywood Boulevard with a plug-in soft serve machine plugged into a store. That was kind of our idea from last year. Remember last summer? But I've seen him twice. The first time, I didn't get ice cream. The second time, he was cleaning up. Third time, his machine wasn't working. I couldn't afford the rent, probably. The idea of setting up a soft serve machine on the sidewalk and just paying like one of the stores for electricity would be more my speed. Also, I would want it to be more probably like something weird that would make it expensive. That's my problem. Like the cows are on site, we milk them on site, or organic. I would like an old-fashioned ice cream truck. But I don't know if I could really drive that or handle driving that. I'm glad we went to the donuts and ice cream place. I kind of am bummed out that it's gone. Especially because I wanted one the other day and it wasn't there. When I needed, don't know if I needed, but really wanted a cool treat. Now that's something I'm crying over, actually. I would like a maple soda. It could be, I love sarsaparilla, or maple bacon soda might be interesting. It was a thing when I was a kid for people to make root beer, which doesn't really taste like root beer the way we think of it. And so I kind of miss that old-fashioned nostalgic root beer. We stayed up pretty late last night, actually. I watched She Clicks Bricks build a Garfield. This is after I got into bed. And I watched The Walking in Netherlands from yesterday. And then we listened to Justin Bieber. But enough about that. I'm not a fan, but I don't know. I like to be on top of things. Popular trends. I also watched Back in the Clay. I was watching Back in the Clay while they were live. I got 28 seconds to cross the street. I could do it. 22. Scary Elvis. So you guys, I'm thinking, I spoke about it in June about going to the Hollywood Museum for a members only video. But here's the catch. If I did that, it's awesome. I saw somebody else's video there. I don't think they were into it like we would be into it, to be honest with you. But and I was like, oh, I'd totally go in there and film. It would be great. But they're open on Tuesday. That's gonna be It'll probably be a long video, and it'll probably take me like 2 days to edit. And I hate that, but I'm willing to do it. So it's just a thought. Whoa. Hey, Bird at Breakfast Club. Thank you, BD. I'm sorry it's bright. I missed some people, but welcome. Thank you so much. If it's your first time here, please give a like and subscribe. And then if you subscribe, chat. Oh, pretty nice. Hey.
Maybe in the vlog.
What?
Oh,
Hey, have a great day. See ya.
going to that building.
Which one? No, thanks though. They told us to go into the Scientology building. I'm kind of a little hot spot for a while. Of people filming. Deservedly so. I don't know what I'm waiting for. Oh, hey, Florida retailer. Realtor. Thank you so much. It's an iPhone. Not even the latest model. So one thing we'll definitely see tomorrow and be able to actually, I think you can walk into the courtyard, is the Egyptian Theater and Mann's Theater in 1947. This whole street is replicated. It's pretty cool. The members link up about half an hour before we go live. I did post the rib recipe last night that we got. If anybody ever has a recipe they want to share or we talk about, Cecilia, I think you're up next, green curry. Feel free to send me an email and I'll post it to the members, give you credit. We do talk a lot about food. I think food brings people together, even if it's me trying your recipe in LA and you trying my recipe in Columbus, Ohio. I don't know why I picked Columbus. All right, we're just gonna walk on the opposite side over towards the Pantages. The unfortunate part about this strip is I think I've lost all hopes for ice cream. Unless I just eat out of a half pint like that lady was. Brilliant. But also, I'm running it through something called Prism, which I don't think it does anything for the picture, but it smooths out the stuttering, if that makes any sense. Really cool little trays. I love quinoa. I really love quinoa. The only thing I don't like is rinsing it. I always feel like it's never fully rinsed. I still see like white residue coming off it. I try to get, I forgot what brand it is, Lundberg, maybe? Lundberg, because it's already rinsed. It's also like $4 more than the other ones, but I feel like let them pay the water bill, not me. I actually don't pay for water. Wow, I didn't even notice that. Welcome, you guys. Thank you so much for joining us here in beautiful downtown Hollywood, where it is 82 degrees, 2-mile-per-hour wind. That is delightful. Pantages Theater, which is up ahead, is also in our game tomorrow night. Pretty cool. No Capitol Records. I almost feel like this building is also in our game. We'll find out. We're gonna go downtown for sure, see the sights. It'll be really kind of fun because they're the streets that we are always walking down. And then we'll be walking down Hollywood Boulevard also. The game isn't quite as large as real life, so parts of it are condensed. The boring parts. Just kidding. If you've played it before and you've been watching this live stream, you're gonna see it in a whole new light. I do. I mean, we've been playing it a couple times this week to get it set up. I played it a lot when it came out, like for a whole summer. Not every day, 24 hours, but a lot. And like, it was interesting to play it the past couple days, the past week, because I was like, oh yeah, oh look at that. There's the Barclay. Oh, that's wrong. That's wrong. Oh my gosh. I don't know. If you played it before, you're gonna see it with whole new eyes, a fresh take. And if you haven't played before, you're gonna be kinda in for a treat. The only super bummer is you're not gonna hear the 1940s music because it is copywritten. And I would leave it in because this is for members, so I usually I'll turn the commercials off, but I will tell you, the PlayStation takes the music out. We were kind of surprised by that, actually. The Bradbury building is definitely there. You can go inside some of the buildings, which is really cool. So you can go inside Union Square. How are you? Good, I'll see you around the neighborhood. Take care. You can go inside Union Station, and that's where we're gonna start. But you'll see all of our hits, or most of our hits. Again, anything after 1947 isn't there, but the Warner Brothers Theater is in there. So just, the Brown Derby is also in there. So just a half an hour before we go on, like between 3:30 and 4, and the members will put the link up for you. I wish we could set it up directly as members, but neither Prism or YouTube allow you to do that. We went to the Brown Derby on Wilshire yesterday. I almost walked up and touched it. but there was a security guard. You're welcome, thank you. Sorry, that guy had a just really sad sign and face and poor dog, and I gave away my ice cream money. Do not tell my mother. I never have cash. We walk by the unhoused people all the time, and I really can almost never do anything in that instant, but I'm glad I had some ice cream money. So I feel like, I don't know if LA Unknown is still here, but I feel like that this was a bus station in Hollywood. This is where the Thai night market is. But that white building, I thought was a Greyhound station at one time. I have to come up with a way that we can actually get to go in Amoeba. The gross thing is my backpack is sweaty from my back. I need a like white or light gray backpack. It just absorbs the heat, you know? But you have to check in your backpack, and I hate checking in my backpack. And maybe they won't let me in with a camera. I think I have to go with the DJI camera instead. It's a little more discreet. The La La Land mural is either we just passed it or it's up ahead. It's really unfortunate because it's super blanched out and kind of, oh my god, kind of been painted over in some spots and graffitied. I once tripped on that fire hydrant while streaming. All you can smell is that Popeyes right now. It just smells so good. No, I was reminding the time I almost tripped on, or I did trip on it. I didn't do it again. But actually, when I saw it, my leg hurt. The pain memory. This is like NBC at one time, radio, of course. Knickerbocker. God rest your soul, William Frawley. Old bathhouse. I can't remember we talk about Popeyes every once in a while. I can't remember the last time we eat at Popeyes, but since we did that Long John Silver's taste live stream, members live stream, maybe we should do a Popeyes. It smells so good. Welcome, Dionyso. I always want to eat over here too, not at Showgirls, although they have great chicken fingers. At the Sincerely Syria restaurant. Hey, how's it going? Yeah. YouTube. Yeah. Yeah. Walking in LA. Walking in LA. There's no idea what I said. Maybe. I need to enunciate. I just want to try their chicken sandwich, which was the craze 2 years ago. Just because we love it, we're gonna dip up here and come back down to Pantages. So just a really friendly reminder, I might live stream really early, not really early in the morning, but like a morning tomorrow, or I may not because we do have that live stream, members live stream at 4. And while you're here, listen to Not Good, who's just right. Please like, subscribe, and chat. And members, I've got your names. Don't forget to join us tomorrow at 4. Ty, how are you? Where's the building that Nat King Cole built? We'll look at it again. Happy Friday, Ty. Good to see you. This is the Avalon Theater. We talk about it before, but this is where the Bob Hope show used to be. And I think Judy Garland performed here. It's historic. Also, this is Bob Hope Square.
Did you already? Oh, you didn't
Oh,
press
yeah,
the button.
no. Oh, no, I didn't. I forget about it. I was just gonna wait, you know. I did a dirty. I did not wait for. I didn't press the button. And this is a middle crosswalk. We would have never been able to cross. Bob Hope Show is before our time. I'm pretty sure. Not everybody's. Well, I don't even remember the Bob Hope Show like reruns. Ice cream emoji. I feel like I saw New Order twice, but I saw them at the Orpheum Theater in Boston. You know what's funny about that movie with Nicolas Cage, 8mm? I saw that at one time, and I've been meaning to rewatch it because it really reminds me of a seedy part of Hollywood for sure, but really cool movie. And you know, he really gets into his roles. I watched like an interview that people are replaying of him from a couple years ago, which really sounds crazy. But hey, James, it is great to see you. Thanks for being here. Which New Order tour was it? I saw Low Life. I must have been early teens. I was at Unitarian Universalist Youth Conference for the weekend, and some of the really, really cool kids had tickets to New Order, and they were going to leave for the night to go drive down to Boston and go to New Order, and they invited me, and I went with them. Oh, there's some seedy stories from this part of Hollywood. Yeah, Hollywood definitely, and Los Angeles for sure. Let's walk by the Pantages. Oh my gosh, it's never too late. I'm trying to think, there's a woman right now who really didn't get famous until she was like in her 50s. And there's plenty of male actors who come up in their 40s. There's so much media to make now, though, that I feel kind of like, here's the Pantages, it's beautiful, right? I kind of feel like you have to hustle a lot more with multiple jobs. I mean, to be on a TV show before, 26 episodes, and now they're 12. I really keep missing Cecilia's question. Cecilia has a question. Hold on. Not good. Hold on. Hold on. I'm going up. Going up. What am I going to do to celebrate my 1-year anniversary? That's an awesome question. I have no idea. We were talking about that. A spectacular. Or maybe I'll do a clips show. I'm kidding. I don't know, but it will be fun. It is coming up. It is in August. Looks like my only hope for a smooth, creamy something would be from Dunkin' Donuts, and I don't think I'm going to do that. Let's walk by Amoeba, head down towards Sunset, see if Bristol Farms has opened yet. It'll be kind of a dream. That would be awesome. I'll put up a poll. A U-turn on Hollywood Boulevard. Well, I'll be Uncle's monkey. The Neil Diamond musical, A Beautiful Noise. Don't know if I'm going to be seeing that one. So Bob Hope Square is where the Taft building is. This is Celia Cruz Square. And it's right outside of the Pantages. I'm sure we could look up why that is. I think I've noticed that before. I might have mentioned it. It's also a 2-signer. Unlike Raymond Chandler Square, he only gets 1 sign. You remember the Standard in downtown Los Angeles? I don't even think that's still open. But they had a really nice, again, roof deck to sit out on. I really love that. Let me see. I want a Fudgy the Whale ice cream cake. I think this was back in my days when I would have a cocktail. I think I went there with a friend and we had cocktails a couple times. I don't know if it's even open anymore. There was also a Standard on Sunset Boulevard. It had a Warby Parker in it. One time I needed to go there to get glasses. And I don't know what the F was up with my Uber driver, but he came to pick me up and I was like, yeah, I'm going to the Standard. And I was like, the Standard on Sunset. And he's like, where's that? And I was like, I don't know the address. I put it in the Uber request thing. I was like, I don't know the exact address. I was like, do you? It's in the thing. He's like, I'm not a party boy. And I was like, okay, neither am I. Bristol Farms is never gonna open, I swear. And he kicked me out of the Uber. I'm not a party boy. This was also in the daytime. Hey, Mighty Bull. Always love to see you. Blessing the room. This is truly one of the best grocery stores, though. Everyone can suck it. The Bristol Farms, the one in Beverly Hills or West Hollywood, it's in the old Chasen's restaurant. And I only know Chasen's because they secretly replaced their coffee with Folgers in a commercial. And also I think I read that Elizabeth Taylor, when she was on the set of Cleopatra, had chili flown to Rome from Chasen's in Beverly Hills. They even have a little section of Chasen's in that supermarket. They've got a ton of prepared food there, so you can grab some sushi and eat it in their little eating area, or a burger, or whatever you want. I just love Bristol Farms. We're gonna continue our walk. This is where Nickelodeon Studios were. Behind this scaffolding over here, I don't know if you saw, and I did not, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but this was like a club in that movie, and it's still kind of painted the way that club was. Kind of Pisces, Aquarius. We really can't see it that well. Virgo, I see all the signs you could ever want. Palladium looks like it's setting up for a show. Oh, it's not. It's the pop-up store for Blackpink. Open July 11th to 13th, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Get your butts down here. You can get an official Blackpink t-shirt. Or just Lisa. It's crazy how many condos they've built And still there's not enough affordable housing. You know, everything we kind of see that's new looks like it's like 3,500 and up. And it's replacing apartments that probably weren't so nice, but where do those people live? That's what I wonder. The most exciting thing to me that they're building, I'm not gonna lie, is this grocery outlet. I feel like that sign, Future Home of Grocery Outlet, has been up forever. Yeah, it's probably like $4,500 a month. I mean, we saw a house on yesterday's walk that was, we didn't see the house, we just saw the sign for it. It was like $5,500 a month. It was 3-bedroom, 3-bath though. But like, if, I don't know, if you make a good, relatively good living and have kids and they need their own bedroom, or you need one extra bedroom, it's undoable, I feel like. You have to make a lot of money to be able to afford a biggish place. I'm sure somewhere that's really cheap. New York City has also got incredibly crazy rent. I know the whole country of Australia has pretty insane rents and a housing shortage as well. I remember when the prime minister, the president, was telling somebody from Australia in the government was telling people to consider moving in with people. There's a house up here that we walk by sometimes. Really cute craftsman. Kind of stained glass windows. I can't remember, 2 bedrooms and 2 baths, or 3 bedrooms and 2 baths. Just up there, it was $4,000. I feel like for that much rent, I want to be paying a mortgage, which may or may not be possible. London is crazy too, and I remember Paris, even like 20 years ago, was insane also. Oh my gosh, I saw on my way today, to get to where I was starting, I was literally following a trail of 40 Slim Jims. I took a picture and sent it to Joey, the last 4 Slim Jims, but every time I would look down, there was a Slim Jim. It was almost like free pancakes day. And you know, you can eat a wrapped Slim Jim off the ground because it's totally sealed. I didn't, but I probably wouldn't eat a Slim Jim anyway. I really would love to go back to London. I didn't spend that much time in London, and it's weird because I was always kind of Anglophile growing up for the English music and stuff. Yeah, I'm so sorry. I have no control over motorcycles or fire engines. There's United Recording, pretty famous. I think that's where the Rolling Stones recorded a lot of their stuff. Also another recording studio. The country that the people were the meanest to me in ever was actually England. Well, London, which is not a country. Pretty effing rude. But once you got outside of London, people were really lovely. I don't know if the record plant is still around. I know that where we were walking yesterday, just way further down on Beverly, is the studio that they recorded Michael Jackson's Thriller album. But we weren't going anywhere near that, so I didn't want to mention it. Now I did. Now we have to. Woo. There's not Arby's. I'm gonna walk under this, although I hate them. Manchester. I grew up in Manchester. Manchester on the river, not Manchester by the sea. I grew up watching all those. I grew up watching a lot of those British shows on PBS. Are You Being Served? Keeping Up Appearances with Hyacinth Bouquet. Doctor Who, of course, was always on. Like every Saturday, there were like 4 episodes of Doctor Who on WGBH2 Boston. Are You Being Served? I kind of love that. I've worked several places in Los Angeles where I feel like I'm on the set. Or it's like a Twilight Zone. We're bringing it full circle back to the Twilight Zone, where I'm like literally the owner of this business is this much of a dipshit. Wow. The owner of this business is 70 and their wife is 22. Kind of like the old Mr. Grace. The owner of this business just came down and told me about this and related it to the Bible and Jesus Christ. What? Are You Being Served? Hilarious. The double entendre and innuendo. Also, the fact that it was 1974 that show was on, they actually had a gay character. It gave me the false impression that England was a little more liberal about being gay, although, thanks Margaret Thatcher, no clause 28, they were not. But also, they gave us Three's Company, and also All in the Family was a British sitcom too. Three's Company was called Man About the House. I watched Fawlty Towers, but I actually loved Fawlty Towers, but I couldn't get into Monty Python completely until I was probably in my late teens, early 20s. Oh, okay. Do you remember, how about The Young Ones? I love that show too. Although I remember at the time, I can't imagine living like this. Right, Florida Realtor? I keep hearing the president say $1.99. I don't know what he's talking about. I haven't seen $1.99 in California since I lived in New Hampshire. I loved Welcome Back, Kotter. It wasn't a gritty show, but I loved like the dirtiness of 70s sitcoms. They all sort of had a run-downedness to them. Like All in the Family, that building had a run-downedness to it. Not the Jeffersons, though. That was a deluxe apartment in the sky. Hey, Base Logic. Something really funny. I just saw the very first episode of Facts of Life. I've seen it before because they used to play on reruns. And the first 3 episodes, or maybe first 2 episodes, have a few different women in it. Molly Ringwald is in it, actually. And I don't know the history of why everything changed up, but I should check it out. Hey, Base Logic, happy Friday. We got some heavy helicopter action going around here. Los Angeles loves its helicopters, I gotta say. Every day feels like, especially lately, like you're an extra and set it off. Like the helicopters are really, I wouldn't say intense right now, but I hear more helicopters than we ever do, with the exception of the Oscars. So let's get our Friday night commute news. Check out the 101 freeway, air quotes. They're really looking for someone over there. Flip Wilson and Geraldine. Oh, I used to love Different Strokes. That show also wasn't grimy either. But the 70s sitcom Sanford and Son, All in the Family, that house was kind of had stains on the walls and like worn out spots. It's really lived in and kind of relatable than most TV sets, I feel like. You are always welcome to share. Why did we have no problem with Flip Wilson and Geraldine then, but now we're all up in arms about drag queens reading stories? I really understand that. Also, Uncle Milty wore a skirt a lot. Okay. I just remember on Sanford and Son, Red Fox. What was the wife's name? I'm coming. I'm clutching his chest. It wasn't Louise. I did feel especially close to the Jeffersons most of all. Because that was on repeats and on TV when I was a kid, like both. So I think I might have OD'd it. I had a bunch of dreams where Louise Jefferson was my mother. Wheezy was my mother. I mean, I loved my mother, but Wheezy was a great mother in those dreams. That was it. I'm coming! Oh, I remember I was eating Chinese food in a restaurant in Londonderry, New Hampshire, the night that Red Fox had passed with my friend's family, and it was before cell phones. Here's our Home Depot. They had a second little ice raid over here the other day. Pretty shitty, I think. I mean, with what's all happening. Red Fox is the first comedian that ever had a comedy record, and it sold millions of copies. Red Fox. I think it seemed like there were a lot of really good shows. There were also a lot of bad shows on TV. And I think that we sometimes just like them for the sake of nostalgia. A Mazda rotary motor, that motor right now, that noise that is about to conk out for good, I think. Oh, that's pretty cool. I love people doing walkthroughs through old houses or abandoned houses. I watched somebody walk through Kenny Rogers' mansion. I mean, it's been abandoned, and Will Smith's house. And again, I don't mean to... we got to walk through a historic property yesterday, go up into an elevator, go up onto the roof of a not very high building, still scary for me. See where Howard Hughes had a suite. When Anthony said he was going to take me down into the kitchen, I literally was like, I can't wait. I just imagined a 1920s kitchen down there. It had been converted into a laundry facility, obviously, but I was pretty excited. The ballroom I would have really loved to have gone in. We saw that from the outside. He didn't show me the bullet in the elevator. He was really like an A+++ human being. Like, he could have, like, I could have gone in there and robbed him with my camera live on YouTube and then get arrested. But I mean, like, that, what a gracious fella. He really, really did make my day. Kenny Rogers played the saxophone. I don't remember Kenny Rogers playing the saxophone. I remember Kenny Rogers and Dolly Parton duet, Islands in the Stream. I remember The Gambler, Coward of the County, became a movie, I'm pretty sure, a TV movie. Like, that's how I remember Kenny Rogers. Oh, and also, what's the song about the lady? Ruby, Don't Take Your Love to Town. I actually still like to listen to that song. There's a really sincere quality in Kenny Rogers' voice. I'm not a huge KR fan, and I never ate at the Roasters, although we had one in LA for an unbearably long time. I think it seemed like it was just like going to Boston Chicken or Boston Market or something like that. Kenny G. And was he really straight? That was like a permed mullet. I'm kidding. Kenny G was really straight. Kenny G is still huge in China. I think they use a Kenny G song at the end of the broadcast day. I could be getting it wrong. They use a Kenny G song for some national something. It may be the radio broadcast or the TV broadcast at the end of the day, or maybe it's in the subways, but I remember hearing that on NPR. And I only remember remembering a third of it, which is why I can't remember what they use the Kenny G song for. I think does Ruby have like lady backup singers too? Because I think that might be why I like it. I love those 70s back to Neil Diamond backup singers, you know? They do the harmonies. Somebody in my neighborhood, I took my dog to the park this morning and saw a little sign up, a little sad. Somebody in my neighborhood lost their therapy dog named Stevie Nicks. Sad on both accounts. I really do hope they find it. It's really hard losing a pet. I would say, like, Neil Diamond, I like 4 or 5 songs. But after that, mostly because I think I mentioned this in the past, I really like female singers. I'm more inclined to female singers. All right, we're gonna go onto the highway to the grand finale. And we are at about 3.5 hours. So we'll end over there. I think I said let's check the commute and we never looked. All right, I like about 5 or 6 Barbra Streisand songs, but like they're the weirdest ones probably ever. I really love, I don't know the name of, it's called Stony Road, I think. The line is, I was born on the good book, Jesus, ba 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 ba. And it's a remake, but I really like her cover of it. I also like some of the songs from Guilty. I'm gonna cross before I die. I mean, I unalive. So, helicopter is still helicoptering. Friday traffic heading downtown. Not so hot. Smurfs is still coming July 18th. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'll see all my members tomorrow at 4 o'clock Pacific time. I will post the link up about 3:45. So feel free to join a little bit early before we get started. We can talk, have some mocktails or cocktails, whatever you prefer. I want to give a shout out to all of my lovely members. Thank you guys so much. If you're getting on the freeway right now, heading downtown, good luck. I don't remember Saving Silverman, but that's another movie that I really wanted to watch. And I kind of missed out on. Yes, like BD says, always good advice. Clip your microphone to your hat, we'll hear you better, and go into the Bradbury building and like, subscribe, and chat. You guys have an awesome Friday. We can't quite see downtown today. Really enjoyed spending time with every single one of you, and I'll see you tomorrow at 4-ish or before. Oh, and so let me give you my mileage. I don't know if you can see that, 7.5 miles. And stairs. Thanks for visiting. Please visit again soon. We'd love it. Have an awesome Friday night, guys. I'll let you know how the movie is. Thank you again for that recipe. And if any one of you has a recipe that we've talked about and want to share, Cecilia, please feel free to email it to me. I'll type it up and put it right up so we can try each other's dishes. Have an awesome Friday. Boop. Or boop. Or boop. There we go. Have a good night.